Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. This is Mark Holmes calling in from Forest Hill, Maryland. Today's date is December 29th. This is our last team call of 2013. So I want to get right to it. Welcome to all of our new business members. Warm welcome to all of you, and real excited about 2014. First off, company reports. We had some great company reports that came through. You guys are doing awesome. Keep up the great work. I'm going to just kind of roll right into this. First off, I hope everybody had a great holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah. It was great to spend time with family. I know a lot of you did the same. That's really what it's all about. Being that we're closing out 2013 and starting a new year, we all need to make sure we're starting off on the right foot. So first off, we need to make a decision. All of us. We all need to make a decision. It's as simple as that, making a decision. 2014 is going to be awesome. It's going to be incredible. For those that decide to make it awesome, that's the only way it's going to happen. Your success all depends on the person that looks you back in the mirror. That's really what it depends on. It doesn't depend. You can have all the support that you can possibly have from your upline, incredible mentors. I've had all of that. But what it gets down to is the person that looks you back in the mirror. You making a decision to do things differently or increasing what you're doing, whatever it takes. Most of us have a train of thought of I have to see it to believe it, when really it takes believing it first so we can see it. And it sounds simple, but it's really, if you really think about it, that's really what it takes. Most people have that belief level of they have to see it to believe it, and it will never happen. And they've been thinking that for 5, 10, 20 years. So just like we always say, the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. So next off, some people ask me a lot, what can I do to hit it hard, especially in the last week or so. I've had a lot of people that called me. What can I do to hit it hard this year? What else is there that I can be doing? Well, just like my trainers, some of the top trainers in the industry I learned from, they've all told me basically the same thing. There's no foo-foo nuts. There's no magic secret. Everybody seems to be looking for that magic secret. What's that magic thing that's going to help me bring on 100 serious business partners? There's no such thing. It's being plugged in, listening to the training calls, and putting all that you learn into action. That's really what it gets down to. So what are we looking for? You're looking for those that are serious, of course. And that's plain and obvious. But what we need to start doing, if you really want to light your business up, look for the top 100 marketers in each company. There's a lot of companies out there. So if you target the top 100 marketers in each company, think about how many companies are out there. You can go to some of these websites and just look down a list a mile long. And just like we talked about last week, search bars. Use these search bars. Type in search words, keywords, Visalis. There's a lot of companies that their sales are going down. I don't like talking bad about certain companies, but Visalis is a company. A lot of their top leaders are jumping out of the company, and their sales starting off from the beginning of the year. I've been watching their sales from the first quarter. They've been down. Excuse me. So use those search bars, Google, YouTube, Visalis, distributor, just certain keywords you're going to come up with and fool around with it. And you're going to come up with some people that are really serious in the industry. And also, at this time of year, this is when people are thinking about making a switch. They're thinking about, well, this company is not doing so well. I've watched their numbers go down every quarter. I've got to get on the right track with the right company. This is the time that happens. There's also ads, advertisements. You've got a ton of free advertising venues out there. You've got Craigslist ads. You've got Backpage. There's a ton of them out there. You can pull up, again, use your search bars. Free advertising venues. You can even go into rag newspapers, like you have, some of us remember, like the Penny Savers, and each local community has like a small rag newspaper where they have a lot of local advertising. You can go into there, advertise cheap. What are we going to put into those advertisements? Everybody asks, well, what's my wording? Well, again, just like we've gone over in 2013, One Team Worldwide. You go into the back office there. OTW, login. Enter the password, millionaire. Word for word. In that back office, you're going to see word for word what to write down, what works. This is all stuff that's been used and has been proven to work. Guerrilla marketing. I did a training on a lot of guerrilla marketing techniques. If you guys haven't seen that, get with me, get with your sponsor. It's on YouTube. Listen to that training. Really, all guerrilla marketing is being creative in the local market. That's really all it is. Getting creative in the local market. You build your local market. We definitely want to be doing that. We've got all the social media that anybody could ask for to reach people all over the world. We've got online. So put as many lines as you possibly can in the water. If you have 10 lines in the water versus 1, or 20 versus 1, what's better? It's obvious. Who's going to come out on top? It's obvious. And One Team Worldwide. I'm looking at One Team Worldwide right now. There's a lot of training in there. There's a lot of training. You go in there, you hover over training, getting started, and that's really what all of us really should be doing. I don't care if you've been in this business for a month and you've gone through this. I don't care if you've been in this business for a year, 5 years, 10 years. I don't care how much money that you're making in the industry. This is what all of us should be doing right now, is hitting the reset button, just like we talked about last week, getting started, getting down to the basics, and doing everything the right way. You can lose focus real quick. And if you have your whole team doing the wrong thing, it's a disaster. So we've got to get everybody on the right track, doing the right thing. from day one. The Fast Start training. Fast Start training. When you go into One Team Worldwide, every Saturday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time in the morning, we have the Fast Start training call. You call in, you listen to it live, and you're going to go into OTW login on One Team Worldwide. At the top right, you're going to enter the password, millionaire, and then the second one down is the Fast Start training. Print out that sheet. When you bring on people, when you're getting people started, this is the first thing that they should be doing. The first thing. Get them started off on the right foot. So there's a ton of training. There's a ton of training in there. You can go to, I order CDs. Like you go into, let's see here, training. I'm looking at the website right now. One Team Worldwide, OTW Sales Tools. Go in there, and there's a video with David Moses. There's some cheap CDs there. Now, think about this. These are people that are successful in the industry. These are people that are making $10, $20, $30, $60, $250,000 a month that are doing these trainings. One training I'm looking at right now, the top recruiter in ZJ International, I think he's been the top recruiter for 3 years, I believe. I'm not sure of the number. But anyway, he knows what he's doing. He's at a training, creating a new warm market in a matter of days. OneTeamWorldwide.com/training. All that can be found there. All that. So go through a lot of that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you can do, and you can work with your people one-on-one with a lot of this stuff here. But the training calls, everything. It's not just with our calls. So there's a lot of other training out there. Three-way calls. This is another thing that we go over in the Fast Start training. To this day, some of us have been in with our company, with our team, and they still have no idea of how to properly do a three-way call. What that means is they're not plugged in. They're not plugged in. They're and it's good telltale sign that their sponsor's not plugged in either. When somebody calls me and they want me to do a three-way call and there's no edification, and hey, this is Mark and this is John, and then there's silence, that's not professional. That's not professional at all. It should be, this is Mr. Holmes. He's involved with the company. There's edification. He's a full-time marketer. He's serious about what he does, and he works direct with corporate. You know, it's not about ego or anything like that. I'm not one for spotlight, but that's what should be done when a three-way call happens. Powerline calls within the first 48 hours. We need to be doing at least 3 powerline calls. Now, that can be done with normally your sponsor, your sponsor's sponsor. This is with your new people. When they start, within the first 48 hours, they should be introduced to other people on the team. And it doesn't have to be the upline. It could be sideline. It could be people that you're working with in your local community, in your team. It could be even your downline. So the next thing I really want to get into, and this is something we all need to think about. What did you accomplish last year? What did you accomplish last week? All of us need to be asking this question. This will give all of us a good idea of the pace we're moving and where we're at, what rank, what income level, all of that. So what we need to do, too, is sit down with your family. It's going to get down to setting goals. And we talk about this all the time, almost on every call, setting goals. And why do we talk about it? Because it's what's needed. If you're not doing that, you got to be setting goals. Sit down with your family. with your kids, your wife, if you have a family and you have kids, sit down with them, set goals with your family. Ask your family what their goals are, even your kids. Ask your kids. You'll be amazed. Their goals are normally different than ours are, but write them down. Take a picture of it, whatever it is. Have fun with it. Put it on your refrigerator. And you gotta get yourself dreaming. You really have to understand what you're shooting for, and that's your why. When you have a whole family working towards something, just like one of the training calls we had this past week, one of the morning calls. When everybody's on the same page, especially your family, and you have calls, your family knows that you're committed to hitting those goals that are on that refrigerator. So you're going to have the support from your family. It can be friends too. So get yourself dreaming. And that's just one of the things that they were talking about. Get yourself dreaming. And think about it. This is stuff that we would love to achieve and never would have even dreamed about doing a year ago, 2 years ago. We also need to commit to building ourselves, commit to personal growth and development. You can never exceed yourself, even like with your income. You can never surpass yourself, and it gets down to personal growth and development. You have to have a roadmap. If you're planning a trip, you always need a roadmap. It's pretty hard to get from point A to point B without a map. And like we say all the time, don't think it, think it. Write it down. And just don't type it. Just like I think it was B.B. Shaw on one of the calls the other day said, don't type it in a computer. Don't try to remember it. Write it down. Grab a pen and put it on a piece of paper. You'd be surprised what happens when you put things on paper. I never did a lot of that in my past, but I learned to do that over time, and I've learned to hit goals. So there's a lot that we really need to go over, and we have to do, and it's like I always say, it's going to be doing this, putting it into action, and doing this on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And this time is the perfect time. And one thing we've got to ask, not just ourselves, but the people we're talking to, with what you're currently doing, how long will it take for you to reach those goals? And it hurts. When people think about it, it really hurts because they think about it. It's a painful thing for people to think about. They think about the last year, the last 20 years. That's when it really gets painful. This is the time when people are thinking of New Year's resolutions. And when everybody thinks that, they're thinking weight loss. And that's a big thing, and that's something that we have. That's our main drive of our company is weight loss. And we should be using that. Weight loss. We've got one, in my opinion, the best weight management system that's out there. I've learned a lot from Russ Bianchi and these guys like Joshua Plant, Dr. Plant. We need to be using that. But also, people, they're frustrated. They're looking for extra money. They're thinking, a lot of people are thinking, I need to get an extra part-time job, maybe 2 part-time jobs to get by. People are looking for this. People are out there looking, and a lot of people are marketers, and a lot of people it's just people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're the people we're looking for. They're the people that are going to have some really good whys written down. They're the people that are going to write it down on a piece of paper. Residual income on a part-time basis. This is the result of our actions. We talked about actions, getting started, what we need to do, write it down, all of that, the trainings, but the result of our actions is residual income on a part-time basis, and eventually full-time basis. That's when it really gets cool. Part-time basis. Now think about it. 6 to 10 hours a week. When somebody's working a part-time job, they're doing, 15, 20 hours a week maybe. How valuable is that? And that's the last thing I'm going to close with, guys. I'm real excited about 2014. Everybody that's on board, I see your company or your weekly team reports coming in, and from your actions comes results. That's what it gets down to. Your whys, if you haven't submitted your top 3 whys, if you don't have the sheet, get with your sponsor, get with me. That is a must. You got to have that done. So again, everybody, I appreciate you, everything everybody's doing. I'm excited to watch you guys grow and your checks increase, and you helping other people do the same. That's the coolest thing. So that's really what it gets down to. So we're closing out this year. Everybody have an awesome New Year's, and we will see you next year. The lines are open.